Hello and welcome to today's program. Recently, there have been a huge tension between the white cabbies and ride-hailing apps, such as Uber and Careem. 42 Egyptian taxi drivers filed a lawsuit in the administrative court a year ago against both apps, arguing that they were illegally using private cars as taxi. They also claim that the two firms were registered as a call center and an internet company, respectively. With me here in the studio is an AUCN student, Ms. Nambi Williams, Mr. Khalid Ali, a white cabbie driver, and a graduate from Cairo University, Mr. Ebuka Uzu. Thank you all for coming.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Khalid, were you one of the taxi drivers that filed that lawsuit last year?
We feel work effect come slowly, not like before. After start Uber and Careem.
But did you file that lawsuit last year? Were you one of those drivers?
Sorry?
Were you one of the drivers that filed the lawsuit against the Uber and Careem?
No, I not make anything against Uber and Careem. Or we know people will come back to us. We expect that.
So do you think the white cabbies, it's true that they say that the Uber and Careem are dodging the hefty fees that they need to pay, and you guys are paying it?
Yes, because we pay for government everything, and Uber and Careem, they not pay anything. You understand?
Yeah, I understand. So, Mr. Ebuka,
Yes.
which one would you prefer if you were to take like a private transportation or a public transportation? Which one would you take?
Well, I would prefer a public transportation.
And why is that?
For several reasons, actually. I mean, okay, for starters, the public transportation has always been convenient for me. I mean, I use that on a quotidian basis, to and fro my hostel, my room, down to, I mean, my faculty or other places I need to get to. And also, the fares seem to be a little bit cheaper. It is cheaper, rather, than any of this, Careem or Uber or the taxi.
But it's faster, it gets you to where you're going.
Yeah, but it's not a matter of it being fast or slow. I think the speed is basically the same thing, because even in the bus, the buses or the private transport I use, if I want to go there a lot faster, I use the train, the subway. It is faster than even the Uber or the metro. It's way faster than all of them, and it's cheaper. So it's not a matter of, the problem is just I just have to walk a certain distance from the regular stop down to my destination.
So you agree with what Mr. Ebuka is saying?
No, of course I agree. If I go anywhere by myself, I use public. It's true. I not use car many times because all street is crowded like this. But bus equal. It's not a big difference. Few minutes between private car or Uber but subway is better. Yeah. And usually I use Rahab bus or something like this. It's okay. It's not bad. I not use a car for myself, in fact.
You have a car for yourself?
Yes, I not use it to
you
go
don't use
anywhere.
Your own car?
Yes,
you take the public transportation instead?
Yes, it's true.
Okay. Ms. Nambi Williams, what about you? What would you prefer, like the private transportation or public transportation?
I would actually prefer to use public transportation, just because it's expensive. Uber is like really expensive, and I have to take it like every day, and it just adds up. But it was most convenient for me to use Uber like this semester, even though I would have preferred not to.
What about taxis?
I wouldn't take it. I mean, I take a taxi if I have to go somewhere short distance, but like I wouldn't take it from Tagamot to downtown. Like that would just not make sense.
Why is that?
I think it'd just be too much, and I also don't know, like it doesn't seem like there's that many taxis around here for me to take anyways, and to like wait every day in the morning, because then I'd probably be late for class, like even more than I am.
Mr. Khalid, most customers say that the taxi driver's service is irritating and you guys don't use your meter, and sometimes you pick more than one customer at a time. Is that true?
It's true. Many drivers do like this. Not all of them. Many drivers has clean car, has AC inside car. They use meter, but I don't think nobody use meter now.
The taxi drivers, they don't use the meter?
No, they dealing with clients for they go anywhere. They said price, and if agree, okay, not agree, okay.
So why the complaining, since Uber and Careem, they use these services, like it's not that irritating like the taxi drivers. So why are the taxi drivers complaining that these applications are taking over their customers?
Of course, but in fact, my opinion, Uber and Careem not take clients from white taxi. They take clients from other things, but not who call Uber and Careem, not what use white taxi. White taxi, normal people what is in the street to stop taxi to go somewhere or something like this. But who call Uber and Careem is some people who can use mobile, smart mobile like this. Is not all people use this application.
So you're saying not all people that have a smartphone use Uber and Careem?
No, I say not all people have a smartphone. Even many people have a smartphone, but they can't use application or something like this. You understand what I mean?
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Uber and Careem take clients, special clients. Not all clients what use white taxi. Clients for white taxi still use white taxi. I don't see any difference.
Yeah, but some people that usually use the white taxis have migrated to the private cars because it's much safer, and the taxis, the complaint.
I want to ask you something.
Sure.
In Uber and Careem, you don't know who is driving.
But you have the information. You have
even you have any information. Many taxi, many car from Uber and Careem, they drive on a car for his friend. With you understand? Not
yeah, I understand. But those people, there's information. Like you get the information
even
before you take a ride.
Have information and have make some problem and run and close his application. He not need to work again. Is many problem happen with Uber and Careem like this. Is not all of them is angel or is perfect people. Is normal people. If taxi driver, white taxi driver, have bad 10%, you will find same 10% in Uber and Careem.
So you're saying the Uber and Careem and taxi are like balanced with
almost.
The services?
Almost, of course, Uber and Careem is they do good service better than white taxi.
Yeah.
Clean car, new car, have AC, some like this. What he not smoke inside car. Respect clients, but some of them not respect also, and they make problem. Look at woman, make something not good also.
Yeah.
Not all of them perfect.
Yeah, Mr. Ibuka, have you ever had any bad experience in like public transportation?
I haven't had any so far. I mean, it's been good. I mean, with using public transport, I've had the opportunity to meet people, like a lot of people, because when you go on the bus, you sit and you get the opportunity to chat with, the person sitting beside you. You get to know his story. You guys exchange contact. I mean, it expands your network. I don't really find, or even though there's conflict, it's a time or two there might be a little bit of conflict in terms of the fare and stuff. Maybe some people haven't gotten their change, but it's just minimal. It's nothing really serious. So I don't
what about
think
private transportation?
With private transportation, on the other hand, it's something else. Let's say the taxis or the Uber, for instance. Let's say the Uber, though you said it might be fast, but sometimes for the Uber to get to your location, it's something else. You have to wait like a long time, and it's going to cancel, and it's really problematic. And for us, for me, I'm an English speaker. I can't really speak Arabic a lot, so he calls you, and you have to look for someone beside that's going to just explain to him where you are. So it's really difficult. So I don't trust Uber when I want to go to, when I'm going to a destination. I really would, and I have a time limit. I mean, I have to get there really fast. I don't trust them because I don't know when they're going to get to my location. And taxi, on the other hand, of course, you can easily just stop a taxi by the road. And taxi is good in a way because they know the way more than the Ubers. The Ubers, they don't even know the direction. They depend on the navigation system, the GPS, and that is not efficient. I mean, they just take you to oh, sorry, okay, let's go back. And sometimes he just keeps on asking for direction. But the taxis, they
have experience for streets.
Yeah, they seem to know the way. I remember when I was, trying to use it one at a certain time, it knew exactly where, and I was okay, that's good, you know this place. And he took me there, but the problem was that when I got in, I was like, okay, do you mind switching on your taximeter? I mean, the stuff that tells you the fares and everything. He said, oh, I'm sorry, this is not working. You're just gonna have to bargain a certain price. And in terms of bargain, I wasn't sure. It gives you kind of confidence or assurance when you know when the taxi or the meter gives you a certain amount of price that you have to pay. I mean, it's way convenient for everyone. But we do that. He said no, so I had to leave because he told me, and friends told me that okay, just going there is going to cost you £15. But he told me that no, there's a lot of traffic, there's a lot of this, it's going to cost you £20 or more. So let's just don't worry. I don't worry about the other. I said no. I really have to use this because I even though there's a traffic, I need to know this is the price. And so I left him, and I used another taxi. And another problem you find with taxis that some of them, I don't know how to do it. They tend to they rig the taximeter, so it gives you exorbitant prices. I mean, you've just walked a kilometer and it's telling you £25. I mean, it's confusing. So there's the element of trust. You don't really believe them alone.
How about you, Miss Nambi? Have you ever experienced any of this?
Yeah. Like especially with Uber and Kareem, like you said, it does take a really long time for them to get to me. Like I find more problems with Kareem than Uber. Like with people like canceling, or like it says like they're coming in 5 minutes and it takes like 15 minutes. Or Uber, like also they'll like say that they're here like waiting for you, they're not there, and then they just like cancel the ride because they like it charges you for doing that, which is annoying because it's like I've had to wait like 30 minutes when I wanted to leave like at a certain time because like I had to keep canceling drivers. But also the other thing with I guess Uber or Kareem is that sometimes I think especially they like in the morning, like when it's like rush hour and I need to get to class, like sometimes they'll take the longer routes, or like they'll say like, oh, my GPS isn't working, and then keep like prolonging the ride. Like I think one of the first rides I took here, it was like 2 hours to get somewhere that was like 30 minutes away because the guy was like he kept canceling, but he also kept talking to me. So like I don't even know.
So you didn't leave it behind.
Yeah.
Well, what we have like found out from this discussion is that both Uber and Kareem, they're on the same level with the taxi drivers. So today we have come to an end of today's discussion about the conflict between ride-hailing apps companies, Uber and Kareem, and white taxis. Thank you, Ms. Nambi, Asian student, and Mr. Khalid, a white cabby driver, and Mr. Ibuka, a graduate from Cairo University. Thank you for coming. Thank you for watching. Thank you.